The Dallas Cowboys linebackers have gone through changes over the past couple of seasons. Us thinking that we had the next great linebacker duo in Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, only for Jalen to now be gone and Leighton being relegated to backup duty here in Dallas. Now the Dallas Cowboys have one of the youngest up-and-coming superstars in Micah Parsons in the league, and they're trying to change things on the fly in that linebacking core. So we're going to take a look, see who else is there, and what questions that we need to have answered in order for us to make sure that this defense is set for 2022. So let's get into it. Now, before we begin, if you guys could do me a favor and like this video, it doesn't take long to do whatsoever, and it's greatly appreciated. Helps the video perform better in YouTube's algorithm. On top of that, subscribe to this channel if you're new. Almost 90% of you guys watching are not subscribed, so hit that big red button and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This linebacking core, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, with the addition of Micah Parsons, it's been a very exciting room to watch, mainly because of him. You know, there has been a lot of change, and we kind of saw things coming once he was selected. You know, either Leighton or Jalen Smith was going to be gone, and Jalen happened to be the first one gone. But Leighton is still around. And so, who else is behind Micah Parsons, and, you know, what expectations should we have for this group? So, outside of Micah Parsons, who we all know what he can bring to the table, you have guys like Jabril Cox, and then you got pretty much other guys that you're hoping maybe can make an impact. Yes, Leighton is still on this team, but you then added guys like Malik Jefferson and Christian Sam of recent, and then you have Devin Harper, Damone Clark through the draft, and then you got guys like Luke Gifford as well. So it really feels like the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of what do we have elsewhere type of guys outside of Micah, and that's scary because they needed to add veteran presence to this linebacking core, hence why, you know, they need to add a guy like an Anthony Barr, for example, or someone of his caliber, but they have yet to do that. And it really scares me because if Micah Parsons goes down, you're pretty much effed, you know, to say the least, you know, and it's like, I don't know what we can do to improve at this juncture. You know, the Dallas Cowboys, I felt, you know, there was the opportunity to add to this linebacking core, and I think that you're looking at the fact that you have Jabril Cox, who showed flashes last year, and you're hoping that maybe he ends up being that guy that's going to be alongside Micah, and if he turns into that, that's great. But similar to, like I said in the defensive line video, that if you didn't go check out, please make sure you do. Like I said there, the Dallas Cowboys defensive line has question marks behind that as well, and that's not me to say that this is a harsh, like, reality of the situation. It's not like all these guys are terrible. It's that similar to how we've seen the Cowboys handle things, if you have question marks, that's a problem because you're either, you know, well, not even that you're taking the risk that, hey, these guys better pan out, and if they don't, we're screwed. And so for Micah, you know, you have a guy that's a defensive chess piece on the board, and you now have to kind of maybe relegate him to playing mostly linebacker, which, again, that's something that I don't want the Cowboys to do. Micah Parsons needs to free roam. He is that kind of guy where you move him around as you see fit, and maybe the Dallas Cowboys have these guys step in, and they end up being really good assets, and they help the team improve. Damone Clark is one of those individuals where, yes, he was hurt, and now you're hoping that when he returns, he can maybe make an impact on this team, and it's just, we need guys here and now, hence why I think that if you add an Anthony Barr or someone else in free agency, like I was talking about, you know, a Quan Alexander maybe, someone that you have money for, and he doesn't have to be here next year, just someone for this year to hold the fort down while the young guys start to develop. And some people might say, well, maybe it's a progress stopper that you have in Dallas if you do bring in an Anthony Barr. But again, if you're trying to build to win now, you need to add someone else in there. But if you're going for the full soft rebuild or retool, however you want to phrase it, then this is how you do it. You just kind of roll with what you got, see what you have, and then just improve on that going forward. I felt like the Cowboys could have drafted a guy like a Nakobe Dean, for example, who they could have taken with their second round selection, but they elected not to. So this is something that we need to hope they figure out. It's just scary because I don't like playing this Russian roulette, so to speak, with my roster, especially with the defensive side of the ball. I'm not saying that they're going to be complete trash because you got a guy like Dan Quinn who can definitely work with what he's gotten. But again, just because that he has guys to work with doesn't mean it's going to work every single time, and we have to be honest there. There are question marks across this roster, as we talked about it with the offensive side of the ball, with the O-line, which is the more pressing need. But yeah, these linebackers do have questions. You got basically a superstar caliber player, and then a bunch of question marks, and then practice squad guys. So you kind of have to hope that some of these guys step up. Will Malik Jefferson and Christian Sam come in and do that? Maybe. Who knows? But I don't have high hopes. I would say I would give this position group... if we're talking about Micah Parsons, I think Micah Parsons makes this group at minimum a B, but when we're looking at the question marks, this group's around a B- to a C+ outside of Micah Parsons because of the fact that you have the intangibles and if this guy pans out, maybe you have something, but that's pretty much it. So that kind of scares me. But with that being said, I don't really need to go any further. What do you guys feel about this linebacking core? Feel free to leave that down in the comment section below. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.